All right, man. Our first big game in the books. One of the biggest games of the season. We're going to look back on this game all throughout the year, and we're going to look back on this game when we start to make decisions for the playoffs and stuff. But Ohio State at home. Brent, I'll be curious to see what you think about this. But they look better to me the whole game, and
Whole
Texas
game.
had more yards. They ran the ball more effectively, which was when you looked at it, but I was kind of surprised by it. But I felt like Ohio State, man. Here's the thing with Ohio State: new OC, new DC, 14 guys drafted, same problems. You still got to deal with them. They're still good. They were still organized. They were structured. They were ready to rock and roll. And playing at home, obviously, was a good start. And I think they've got a pretty good beef for being number one right off the bat. I think that's pretty obvious.
I think they should be the top team in the country until proven otherwise. That is, and if you think about the quarterback battle in this game, and obviously we're going to talk a lot about Arch because of the hype machine that was him.
No, we're not going to do that.
Julian Sayin was way more accurate. Like just throwing dimes that just oftentimes got dropped, especially early in the game, but way more accurate. I thought it's just amazing to me how Ryan Day's offense kind of protects the quarterback, at least in these type of environments. A lot of tight ends, play action, combo of under center, quick game. But in terms of just
can I jump in real quick because
jump.
You made it sound like Julian Sayin won this football game and balled out. Like he was very average. I'm not ready to give you
accurate.
That. He was
accurate.
Yeah, and I think the most disappointing part for Ohio State in the first half was your best player, the best player on the planet with the 2 drops, and Claire with the 4th down drop, which you don't know what it could have been. But the late game, here's what I saw. Julian Sayin was in control. I'll give you that. The play clock ran down every time. They wanted to shorten the game. You could tell that. They wanted to shorten the game. It got inside of 10 every single time. He looked comfortable. I agree. The ball came out. But it was just and Ohio State felt like they ran the ball pretty consistently, even though the numbers didn't. That's a good defense. That's a great Texas defense. It's going to continue to show. How about this Littleton cat in the secondary, by the way? They were good enough in the secondary, and then you say, I was watching, I was like, who the heck is 29? This freshman running by, he's covering Jeremiah Smith. I would never want that matchup in a million years, but it worked. But I think Arch definitely deserves to be the story a little bit too, to talk about, because too many misses. Too many misses for Arch on easy stuff. Easy crossers. The Wingo one late that would have given him a chance on 3rd and 5. That was bad. Got to hit that. Wingo early, throwing at his feet in the red. Texas had opportunities, but I'm shocked at the way the offense ran. This to me didn't look like a Sark offense. Now, is that fair, Brent? Because I didn't see all the fun shifts and motions until the 4th quarter when he went reverse screen. Then I was like, okay, that's an offense that put me in conflict multiple times. He said in the pregame presser, we're going to sling it. I want Arch to sling it. I didn't feel like they slang it. I feel like they were very conservative early in this football game and almost protected him a little bit more probably than they needed to.
This was a very anti-Sark game. And I know I jokingly asked you this earlier in the offseason about, would you play this game in that sort of vanilla, I'm not showing you anything type scenario because you like the likelihood of playing them later in the season might actually be a thing? It's almost what it felt like. And I asked you that a long time ago as a joke more so than anything, but yeah, it kind of felt that way. But you look at even independent of that, and by the way, the red zone stuff is bad.
Again, that was a problem a year ago, man.
Just so bad because they run, I think before they got stopped on 4th down, when they got the sneak stopped on 4th down, they go and they run old school, Rich Rod triple option, fake the zone. Arch runs out like he's going to run, and then he pops it out to the outside. And I'm like, that's your offense. With this kid, especially early until the drop back game and you develop your weapons, that should be their offense. And then it was, all right, let's just run Tebow plays down inside the 10. That. They were bad in the red zone. And by the way, that's now the last 4 games. When you look at 2 against Ohio State and the 2 against Georgia, sort of the better defenses that you're going to play, It's a little more than, it's right around like 14 points a game, 10 total turnovers, and like 5 of 15 on fourth down. Like, it's struggle bus against those opponents offensively for them.
Football's unrecognizable on fourth down now. It's crazy. Like you talk about like analytics running the world.
The normal
now. Like
play.
It's gone absolutely bananas. I mean, fourth down is a suggestion now. Like it's like playing the NCAA football game. Ohio State thoughts.
It's because McAfee. Like McAfee's like become for the brand. It's like the anti. It's the reverse of that. We're not for the brand.
Well, it is nuts. But here's some more things about Ohio State that stood out. C.J. Donaldson, he looks like the guy to me at running back. Like big physical back, fell forward consistently, made yards probably that wasn't there as much. I think I was probably most impressed. I knew Texas had a really good secondary, and I knew Caleb Downs was going to be really good. I think Ohio State's secondary is going to be one of the best in the country. Matthews was making plays. I mean, they were tight on receivers. Today. Everything they threw for Texas was very contested, was very cut. Now, listen, we know Texas was reloading their weapons, and quite honestly, I mean, it didn't look great out wide. There wasn't a lot of guys winning, and there wasn't a lot of open stuff right away. But I mean, you rebuilt your whole defensive line. Everybody's new. To be able to come in and match the physicality, to be able to lock down in the secondary. I thought they rushed the quarterback pretty well, got pressure on Arch, got him down several times, but that Ohio State defense was really, really impressive. Again, the biggest thing for me coming in, I was like, continuity for Texas and defense. All the new guys come in for Ohio State, and it just was business as usual. That was impressive, man. I was impressed with the Buckeyes.
So, GOJ, Matty P won. Patricia won, like Matt Patricia that game. And when you think about what is the NFL now, the NFL is, I'm going to show you one thing, go to another, and stay in sort of two high shells. And my pressure looks, I'm going to show you one thing and find ways to bring guys. Like, that's the entirety of the NFL's defense now, outside, unless you just got 4 butt kickers at defensive line. And that's what they did. And you could tell Arch was padding, hitching extra times, and maybe not necessarily anticipating things open. But the other point that you made, I think, is if you look at long-term, like down the road for the season type stuff for these teams, who scared you on Texas offense? Like who are you like, okay, that guy's going to go win one-on-ones. That guy's going to go, I got to make sure I look at that guy and cover that guy. Even Wingo a little bit. Like he was glued to for the most part.
The only times he was wide open, Arch missed him. Like a couple of times where he was up. Yeah, you're definitely going to have to find that guy for your off. I thought Baxter has more juice. You could tell Baxter's got some juice. Like number 4 for Texas, not Wisner, but the other guy. Like they're 5 and 4. He changed his number to 5 as soon as he carried the ball. I'm like, who's 5? Like,
it was 26, I think, last year, right?
Yes, me and Nicholas both were like, what number? He was 26 last year. But I was disappointed in the Texas offense. And this is why SVP, by the way, he might have texted me during the show and been like, see, this is why I wanted to see it. Like, this is why I want to see it live. And the hype all the time doesn't always match up, but it's going to be interesting to watch Texas. And I thought the offensive line was pretty average. They didn't push people around. They didn't pass protect great. Like here's the thing. If I'm a Texas fan, man, like if I open with an FCS team or a small FBS team, I'd have won by 40. And it would have been great, and everybody would have been fine. You open with a really, really good football team like this, your weaknesses are exploited. This is what happens. This is why people don't play this all the time. So I'm not going to do the overreaction thing and go the other way and say Texas stinks. Texas also had some opportunities at the goal line to punch that in and change the game, where we're having a different conversation. They had another pass in the end zone that could have been caught for a touchdown. So Texas had some opportunities. They had more yards. They looked okay in spurts. Their defense is going to keep you in every single football game and be extremely physical. So I'm not saying Texas stinks, by the way. I'm not there. Like, I think it was 2 really good teams. You played at a tough atmosphere. You started the season with a good team, and Ohio State was the better team today in their stadium.
All right, so Ross, it's a game one overreaction. Two things. We'll go two things. One, remember the what's more likely questions? Arch wins
Yeah.
the Heisman, or Texas has two losses before they go play Georgia.
Already there
They
now.
already got one.
Yep.
So that's something to think about. But two, I think the other overreaction for me is looking at this game and projecting things forward, because these are two teams that are going to be there in the end. I think even potentially like Final Four type teams. I think the ceiling for Ohio State is about 3 to 4 steps higher at least than Texas.
Because they have weapons.
Because
they
of Jeremiah Smith,
game-changing
because
weapons that are going to make the way
Claire,
they play
even by the way,
quarterback,
Claire's
the way Sayan has to play, he doesn't have to be elite. Manning's going to have to be elite and make the thing go offensively. So I completely agree with what you're saying. Like, Jeremiah Smith is dictating coverage. Like, he's going to make it very easy. Tate's going to get those one-on-one matchups that he double caught in the end zone. By the way, both touchdown passes were double catches, like really good acrobatic catches. But early in the season too, man, it's harder to play offense early. It's easier to play defense before the timing, before all that stuff starts to click. Because just like in camp, you remember this, Brent, like in camp, the offense gets destroyed the first couple weeks because it's about rhythm. It's about timing. Another thing too, Texas shot themselves in the foot with penalties too. Like, they had some inopportune penalties to keep a drive alive, to score, one of the only touchdowns they did score, or two of the only touchdowns they did score. So I think, it wasn't the best, I'm a defensive guy, so it was pretty good defensive play, but it was also pretty sloppy offensive play, some drops, some penalties, some errant throws, like just some stuff that I think later in the season will be cleaned up on both sides.
You mentioned the Ohio State secondary. To me, in the entirety of the game, that was the best unit on the field.
Yeah.
Like, if you said, hey, who in that game controlled that game more than anything, I think it was their secondary, because it almost forced Texas to run the ball. No explosive plays. No, like, you couldn't do a lot of different things. But the people are enjoying Arch on social media and talking about and making interesting pictures with AI, and if his last name wasn't Manning, like that kind of jokes. But hey, there's a long way to go. First game against a great defense, he'll get better. First
road start at that place.
Yes.
Hey, another guy real quick. Let's hit it real quick while we're here, though. Joey Aguilar and Tennessee. Obviously his first start with Tennessee and the Volunteers. I thought he looked a little erratic early. The ball was sailing a little bit high. Like, he missed more than probably he will. But all in all, man, I like the way he ran the offense. Interesting that Tennessee came out pass. Like, I kind of love that. Like, so many people are
I'm sure their fan base.
protect your quarterback. Heupel's like, let's throw it. Let's chuck it. I'll protect him by getting the ball out of his hands quickly. And I love the way Tennessee handled business, because, Brent, they had that substitution last minute with David Sanders on the offensive line, who's their true freshman freak at tackle. He's out like sick, and they have to rotate a 3 different man rotation on the offensive line. They still maintain their physicality, and Aguilar got better and better as the game went on, and the offense looked pretty daggum good.
What's amazing, by the way, that game started before the Texas-Ohio State game, and there's still 6 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, but it's over.
I mean, there's a lot of offense, but I will say the Tennessee fan base, the elation when he hit the deep ball that basically almost hit the roof in Mercedes-Benz, that just dropped in the bucket. I'm sure their fan base was
finally. Hey, how many times did Nico miss those a year ago?
Yeah.
Like, and Joey, obviously, the thing with him was, first of all, his path to get where he got is so cool, man. Like, the dude sat out of high school. Like, he thought he was a baller, and then and nobody's recruiting him. So he basically hangs it up, sits out, then goes JUCO, and now he's transferred like 4 times, I think, to get to where he's at. So he's got a little something to him. He's got good wheels. He's got good scrambling ability. Tennessee drops, Brent. We'll get those numbers later. I saw him drop him at least 3 or 4 or 5 times. I saw drops of balls that they should catch right in the numbers. But if the deep ball like that with him can get going in that offense becomes nuclear. I mean, it just becomes But I do think they tweaked it. It'd be fun to go in the film room and do that stuff. We probably won't, but like
that was what I wrote down.
This. They did more. They're usually a team that spreads it sideline to sideline, and they did more of this and bringing it in and making it a little bit easier for their QB. And then he ran it a bunch. He scrambled a bunch. Like he's got some good stuff to him. It'll be interesting to see all these teams as they play better competition because everybody looks elite right now, right? Like the people who haven't been challenged.
By the way, Zachariah Branch just took a screen and made about 4 or 5 guys miss and excited the Georgia fan base a little bit. So there's some other games to watch, and we're going to be back here tonight. But I would say it was a fun start. Like that, you could tell that was really good football team. That's just 2 great football teams going against each other that are learning themselves. Kind of, okay, I'm just going to play through this. Take it easy. Okay, now let's turn it on. Now let's do stuff. But hey, good start to the season.
Yep.
Go time.
We'll go get back in the lab, everybody. Everybody go watch some more football, and then we'll see you guys tonight.
Yep. See you tonight.